Good morning, Patrick here from Complete Health. And I'm just about to tell you that I'm miles ahead of my New Year's resolution. Now, rather than setting myself something to give up with the New Year's resolution, what I try to do is set myself a goal or a target. So my goal this year was actually to start reading more again. So typically, I would try and read at least a book a month. And the reason why I like to read a book a month is it keeps me on top of my game so that I'm improving in my business, my personal development, my chiropractic development, so that you guys get the best version of me so that I can help inspire and improve the lives of others. However, the book that I'm currently reading at the moment has inspired for me this conversation, and it's David Attenborough's book. Now, David Attenborough, obviously, he's done a couple of different bits this year. He's been on a huge campaign to try and get the world to become slightly more sustainable. And he's done two parts. He's done a documentary and he's done a book, and he called it his witness statement. Now, David Attenborough is 94 years old. He's 94 years old, and he has just written a book. So anybody that ever tells you that they're too old or they've gone past the point that they can no longer do the thing, just understand that David Attenborough is 94 years old and he is still working with the BBC. He is still producing books. He's working with Netflix. He's still going on campaigns. He is still trying to inspire and change the world when he's 94. And David Attenborough's main thing that he's talking about now is sustainability. That the human race is not a sustainable race. And interestingly enough, he's talking about it on an environmental sense. However, I see exactly the same problems within my practice that people do not think in a sustainable way. Let me just explain what I mean by that. The majority of people will come in with a problem, injury, pain, syndrome, headaches, low back pain, nerve pain. It doesn't matter what it is. Good morning. It doesn't matter what the problem is that they want a solution. And that's great. That's what we're here to provide. But they will only sustain till the point where they start feeling better. And very seldom do people keep up the work to maintain feeling good. In the same sense, let's just look at an example. You want to recycle more because you want to make sure that the planet reuses the resources that it has so that we're not just having to pull new natural sources out of the ground again. So let's just take, for example, all those plastic bottles that you've collected over the week, you put them in the recycling bin, which is great. And you do this for the next 6 weeks. You start making your impact on the planet, your carbon footprint starts to come down, and 6 weeks later you go, it's really annoying separating my rubbish, I'm just going to throw it all in one bin. You've made a difference during that period of time, but now you're going straight back to square one. Now, I see exactly the same thing. People will start their care, they'll do 6 weeks, they'll start doing the exercises, and they'll go, I'll do the exercises and I will see how it goes. And you can almost definitely, without a shadow of doubt in my head, know that that person's either going to end up back in my office or in someone else's office in the next 6 months to a year. And the main reason being is that people are very vulnerable after that initial phase of looking after themselves and feeling good, but not doing the follow-up. And it's not sustainable health. Sustainable health is when you make small changes and you apply them over a long period of time. Doing a small change over a small period of time and getting the problem fixed and then going straight back to where you were is unsustainable. It's the same as cutting down the Amazon rainforest. It is the same as not recycling it. It's the same as constantly using fossil fuels to fuel our cars. It is the same as not looking after your body consistently. It's unsustainable. So what actions are you putting in your place in your life that are unsustainable long term? Maybe you're smoking, maybe you're drinking, maybe you're not exercising, maybe you haven't got a decent supplement routine or you're not getting the right nutrition. All of these would be considered unsustainable for the body, and in long term will result in some sort of pain, syndrome, illness, sickness, or disease. If you're not getting the adequate volumes of vitamin D and calcium, the likelihood is your bone density is going to change. If you're not getting the right level of exercise and you're sitting in a desk all day, you are going to get muscle syndromes and imbalances, which could lead to degenerative changes. If you are smoking on a regular basis, the likelihood is you're putting chemicals into your body, and somewhere, whether that's high blood pressure, cardiovascular problems, or cancers, they are all led to by the types of stresses or unsustainable behaviors that we perform. So maybe we should get a little bit of inspiration, not necessarily for saving the planet, but for actually saving ourselves, from David Attenborough. Like I say, if he's 94 and he still has the ability to get up and write a book, go around the world and deliver conferences, then realistically, anybody should be able to actually perform the same actions. By the way, if you guys hadn't already noticed, David Attenborough is one of my idols. I think the guy is an absolute legend. He's also got one of those voices that will be with us for the rest of our lives. He's just a huge inspiration, especially right now on a planet where we're potentially running the risks of imploding if we do not make some big sustainable changes. And if you haven't already watched his documentary and you haven't read his book, I would seriously recommend them, because they're so inspiring to see someone that has got so much passion for something at an age when most people would be ready to pass away or already have passed away. So again, like I say, he's a huge inspiration of mine, and I think that we can all aspire to be a little bit more like David Attenborough and actually take a little bit more action and be more sustainable in our behaviours, both for our body and for our planet. Patrick here from Complete Health. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments below, or please send me a private message. I'm here to help you guys get onto a sustainable way of living. And like I say, we're here to support people's health, regardless of what that means. We are obviously in the clinic, but that is not the only way that I like helping people. There are people that will send me questions, and I do answer them. And I answer them personally. Patrick here from Complete Health, and I'll speak to you guys again tomorrow. Take care for now.